Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of Coach Mo Live, and I'm super excited to introduce you to Jennifer. Hello, Jennifer. How are you today?
Awesome. Happy to be here.
Fantastic. So Jennifer is one of our clients who took the steep climb back in her career, and I want her to tell us her story. Before I get into Jennifer's story, just a little bit, if you haven't seen me or don't know about my work, I am Coach Mo Fall, and I am the founder and creator of the 12-week transformational 12-week program that Jennifer is a graduate of. And it is transforming your soul so that the inside matches the awesome career that you are capable of. What's the identity you're now living with? What's Jennifer all about now without most of that baggage, although remnants will persist, but now who are you?
I think I kind of pride myself on this, and I've even gotten feedback from my team on it. One of the things that they value the most about me is I'm authentic.
Yep.
I'm just myself, and I'm my true self. I'm very honest with them. I don't try to finesse things that don't need to be finessed. Just a very, straight shooter, but the right way.
Yeah.
And so that's kind of what makes me who I am.
Yeah.
And I believe that also is one of the reasons why I've been successful since I've taken on this new job, is because I showed up on day one authentic.
Yes.
And I've stayed authentic.
Yes.
In fact, it even just came up on my performance review that I am an authentic leader.
Yeah.
And it's not like my boss knows I was aiming for that, but
Right.
it came up and he appreciates it. He can see it in me.
Yeah.
And he trusts me. I trust him. And I think that authenticity goes a long way, because those are the kind of people, at least for me, I want to be surrounded by. If I have that bad kind of gut feeling that makes me uneasy, my guard goes up, right? Some of that's trauma, I'm sure. But, when you're trying to lead teams, I've got multiple teams I'm leading, you have to just show up authentic. It's a startup. So let's be honest about what a startup looks like.
It gets gritty, right? And
it's gritty, and you got to have grit, and you've got to have a vision, and you've got to be passionate. You got to see past a bad day, and you got to understand that just because we were doing something one way yesterday doesn't mean we're going to show up tomorrow and do it that way. And if I'm coaching you that today we got to change our green shoes to our red shoes and you're having issues, that's a problem, because it's a startup. And, so I think that definitely has helped recenter me.
Yes.
And although some days aren't that great and some days are fantastic, just the fact that I am being who I'm meant to be. I don't have to kind of put the other Jennifer's face on in the morning. It's just me. Has just caused me to be happy, successful in what I'm doing. And I believe, in this company, or even if I were to move on to another job in the future, that I'm going to hold on to this piece of me. Because it's a winner. And had I not gone through this program, I just think I probably would have devalued it a little bit more. And especially from what I had just come from, it was devalued. And I might have been struggling right now in my next job. So
the trajectory would have been a lower level job, because you would have convinced yourself that you don't want to really play that game at that level anymore. You don't need to put yourself through that. I mean, I call it a backslide. That's the likely scenario if you don't bring yourself back to life inside. Believe in yourself again, knowing that other people can treat you better and well, and you can aggregate a team, and you can be powerful again. I mean, that's really the word we're talking about. Your authentic self is powerful, and you had gotten your power robbed from you. Especially when you make a reload and it's a mistake. There's shame, there's guilt, there's embarrassment, there's I'm an F up. Won't say that word exactly, but those are the things that creep in. And then we start to believe that, and you stick it out. You try to make it better. It doesn't work out. They get bought out. You lose your job. You're like, see, I'm a complete screw up.
Yeah.
And that version of Jennifer going on interviews isn't happening.
Yeah.
I'm delighted where you are. And on a personal note, Jennifer and I got to meet each other in person last month. And it was really great to see you in person and to really feel the power and the certainty. And I know that you're taking your company to heights that it would have been a rare person for them to find that has done the work that you've done over the past year with this company, because they really needed someone with muscle, experience, expertise, certainty, confidence.
Yes.
You couldn't have done this job with the broken version of Jennifer.
No, I couldn't have. Honestly, I don't think I would have. I do believe that your heightened energy levels going through your program kind of vibrates out into the universe, and then you start attracting things that are at your vibrational level. And I don't think I would have attracted this company to, contact or interview me.
No, that's right.
Or even gone through the interview process or join the company, more or less get here and have that high vibrational level. I'm just as passionate today as I was a year and something months ago that I took the job. And it's that energy level that's attracting us to each other, kind of like a magnet. And even now I need to protect myself, because what happens if my energy levels drop? Right. That dark space comes back that I don't know what to do with. What happens? I have to protect myself from that. And so having skills, even though, I feel like I kind of knew some of this stuff, I wasn't doing it. So having the skills to know, hey, I got to put me first sometimes. I've got to, make choices that put me first, that put my brain, my head first. I almost view it like my brain's my checking account. And if it's off, there's way too many withdrawals coming out and not enough deposits. So, I do try to meditate, do the affirmations. On occasion, I've done the tapping when there's just something crazy happening.
So good.
I'll do walking meditations, just positive self-talk. And I also get my energy from trying to help other people. I feel like I have a lot of value I can add to other people's lives, either on my team or outside my team, honestly. Just trying to help other people navigate and let them know that it's okay to have, stuff happen to you. And it's not, what happened to you, it's how you handle it that is going to determine your success. And had I continued in my dark space that I didn't know what to do with, I don't know where I would be right now, because the career coaching I was getting from the company on the severance was, what do you want to do when you grow up? I was like, well, I know what I don't want to do. I have no idea what I want to do now, because I've been burnt, on a few sides here.
It makes you scared. It makes you scared of continuing a forward path. If you were to talk to yourself a year plus ago, when you were sort of in that dark space and you were wondering if you could ever get back at the level of power that turns you on and that you're really built for, what would you have said to her? Like you said, you had a future self letter, which I love watching those when we bring a gal into the workshop. But what would you now say to that hurt Jennifer?
I would just say that just because somebody doesn't see the value in what you bring to the table does not mean that you don't bring value to the table. And as much as you want to always take the feedback, there comes a point where you have to draw the line between feedback that's actually not good feedback. It's harmful, it's detrimental to you, and it's bad feedback. And that's their own issues, right? Those are, and I want to be the accountable, coachable person, but some of the feedback I received was just did not belong in my life. And came from, I'll just say, the 1950s. So you do have to be open-eyed enough to see the leaders even above you and
Mhm.
call it out, maybe not to their face, but
Right.
you got to
Yep.
call it out and say, that is not who I am. That
Right.
is not what I'm about.
Mhm.
I am not okay with it.
Yes.
And even if you can't exit immediately, the part of what I didn't do that I should have done, that what
Mhm.
I would tell myself now is, I knew within a week of taking that job, it was not the right job for me.
Uh-huh.
And I stayed. I stayed, like you said, because I was the primary breadwinner. I moved the entire family. My
Yep.
husband quit his corporate job to become an entrepreneur. I had
Mhm.
kids in tow.
Mhm.
It was kind of a hot mess for me to
Yeah.
leave. I would have
Yeah.
owed money back on the reload for the first 12
Uh-huh.
months.
Uh-huh.
I felt 100% responsible for
Yes.
my family and for making that decision.
Yes.
And so, because of those factors, even though I knew a week into it, I could have easily called my other job back at that point and asked for forgiveness. They would have 100% taken me back.
Yeah.
I didn't, because I felt so responsible for the
Mhm.
choices I had just made that
Yeah.
I stayed. And I
Right.
stayed to end up receiving job trauma, bad feedback, doubting my capabilities as a leader, as an expert in what I do.
Yeah.
And such bad self-talk started to come out because I was in survival mode.
Yes.
And when I look back at who I was when I showed up before I took that job, which was who I am today,
Yeah.
versus who I came out the chute 2 years later,
Yes.
I was not even the same person, because I tolerated it. And I tolerated it. I
Yeah.
can't be mad at myself for tolerating it. But if I were to give myself advice, or anybody out there who's going through something like this, is just admit it, that it's not for you. It's not the
Yeah.
right fit. You're in the wrong garden. You're not going to grow.
Right.
And you got to get going on looking for a job, networking, recruiting, finding yourself again. I lost myself,
Yep.
and put a lot of emphasis on finding yourself first and then looking for the job. But if you can have the option to exit, get the heck out of there,
Right.
because my number one regret in that whole process was that for some reason in my head, I thought I was stronger than it, and I was going to prove a point to somebody about
Right.
something.
Yeah.
Now, and I wasn't going to quit. I wasn't a
Yeah.
quitter.
Yep. Right. That's right.
And although I got a severance because I didn't quit, they let me go. I don't know in hindsight, like, did I really prove a point
Was
to
that
anybody?
really worth it? Right.
Was it worth it? Because
Right.
I lost a piece of myself in that,
Yeah.
and that was not worth it.
And when we get so determined to prove that we aren't a quitter, to prove that we're not going to let them win, we lose sight of what's possible. So it's certainly my desire for women to find me and reach out for the help before they stay in the boiling water too long. I just had the opportunity to meet with 16 of our clients in the Washington, D.C. area. We had a meetup, and every single one of them, as we were going around the room, said, I was at my darkest place. I was at my darkest place. I wish I would have found you years before. And so the thing is that sometimes as human beings, we have to be so hurt and broken to get help. So to me, the thing is, and I had to go through breast cancer to figure this whole thing out for myself, get help earlier. You didn't have a way out is why you stayed as well. You
Yeah.
didn't have a way out. There was no path of Jennifer recovering her sense of self and exiting. It's like,
Yeah.
I made this decision, I have to stick with it. And that's simply not true. But where are you going to go from that point? You look like there's no door, there's no exit.
Mm-hmm.
So we came across each other when it was divinely orchestrated. Cool. Okay. Now you're a total badass in your new company, setting the tone, setting the stage, building for the future, building your own career for the future. And let's just say it this way, you've brought your soul back alive.
Yes, I have.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And now you're totally owning your truth, your power, and you see that there's much more capacity and capability as you continue to grow. And I know you're loving this company. I know you're loving building it. And I know you're loving being sort of hands-on and getting at it. What's in store for your future?
I'm glad you asked that question, because had I not gone through this, I honestly, when I was talking to that career coach, I couldn't answer the question, what do I want to do when I grow up?
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
Now
Yeah.
I've gone through it. I've got a great job. I'm happy.
Mhm.
Now I'm thinking about, is this it? Like, do I
Right.
stay here for the next 20 years and then tap out? Like,
Yeah.
or am I bigger than this role that I
Mhm.
took?
Mhm.
And so I'm starting to think about, hey, I launched a department here on the service side. I've never launched a service department before. It actually wasn't that hard. You know why? Because I've launched multiple departments before
Yeah. Yeah.
and I already knew how to do it. I just wasn't giving myself credit, right? So
Uh-huh.
I've gone through this process a few times. Now I'm thinking, what else can I do? Does
Right.
it stop here?
Yeah.
So now I'm in a mental headspace where I'm thinking, I could do so much more than this. And I initially was thinking, funny enough, that I wanted to get back into a sales director role, right? Because I love the sales side of things, but I've already been a sales director.
Yeah.
Why do I need to do that twice?
Right. So now it's
And then,
building.
yeah,
Yeah. Go
so,
ahead.
and then I thought maybe I'll be the VP of education because I've been doing that for 15 years. I'm really good at it, right?
Right.
And I thought, no, that's not what I want to do either. And then it finally hit me, right? After kind of bouncing these ideas around, and what else can I do and accomplish in this world? My universe is expanding. It's kind of exciting to
Yeah.
be in that moment. But no, I am capable of getting to the general manager level and
Right.
running 5, 10, 15 different departments because I
Yeah.
understand how every single one of them work. So why
Yeah.
would I settle
Yeah.
for just getting back into a sales director role because I'm comfortable there and I can,
Yeah.
I can
Right on.
spin some plates and make some revenue.
Right.
Like, why am I
Right.
doing that again?
Yes.
And so had I not been in the, I want to expand, I want to see what else I can accomplish. I believe in myself and
Mhm.
I know I can lead teams and people and inspire others to follow.
Mhm.
Why would I just settle for, just kind of hanging
Right
where I'm
on.
at for the next 10 years, right? Because I
Right.
love it, yes.
Mhm.
But can I even accomplish it where I'm at? Can I continue to take on additional responsibilities where I'm at? I've got people who believe in me.
Yeah.
Or do I kind of grow for a bit here, be
Yeah.
happy, and then start to think about what else can I accomplish? But I'm at that point now. And if you interviewed me a year ago, right now, I wouldn't be saying any of these things because
That's right.
I just didn't have the right
Yeah.
headspace to do it.
Just wanted a job and to get back on track. So the storyline here to me and talking with you again, and I've so enjoyed coaching you, is from job trauma to powerhouse. From job trauma to I can run the whole damn thing. Thank you very much.
Yeah, pretty
I
much.
mean, yeah, this is so
Yeah.
good. So good. And you said it a little bit, but I also want to acknowledge the fact that you're also a great mom. You're a great partner to your husband who has his own dreams and aspirations. And together you're building something that's more of a family legacy and more of a enterprise for who your family is. And that's big thinking. And that's only capable when you're in your soul's truth and that power.
Yeah,
So
because he left corporate because he was passionate about it being an entrepreneur.
Mhm.
And if I wasn't so mission driven and passionate, knowing what makes me happy,
Yeah.
I'm not 100% sure I would have been on board to just let him mic drop it after 23 years and free fall for a bit. So
Right.
yeah, it takes a lot of courage and a
Yes.
lot of acknowledgments across the board. So,
Yeah.
and
So good.
hopefully, I'll pass on this thinking to my kids,
Yes,
right?
exactly.
And let
Exactly.
them know that they can do whatever they set their mind to.
That's right. It's all there's all potential in the world and we just have to tap into that in order to succeed. I am so happy for who you are. I'm so happy you recovered yourself and then built yourself even to a higher level of aspiration and potential. I can't wait to see what's next in the Jennifer Imarini next chapter, next book that
Yeah.
you're writing of your future. And I really, really appreciate you sharing your story so that other women who may be feeling like they're not in the right job, they've been disrespected, they've been told to shut up and shut down. I certainly have that experience in my career as well. And to know that you're not you don't need to stay in those situations. But hey, ladies, reach out and get the advice and expertise before you bake in it too long and it becomes something that you're convinced that's who you are. So I'm glad you were able to bounce off of job loss, job trauma, Jennifer, and really rise up. I'm just delighted to always talk to you. And we had a chance to, like I said, meet in person last month. And it's just really great to see you soar in this world. And I know the world's better because you're back. So thanks a
Yes.
lot for everything.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Yeah, absolutely. Folks, Jennifer's story might sound like yours. I know many aspects of it sound like my story. And when you actually claim, you know what, I don't know my way out of this box. I don't know my way out of this situation. You can claim your future. We do the work from the inside out. And Jennifer's story is exactly why. mofall.com/talk. Let's get your career clarity call going. It is the way for us to help you see what's going on and whether we can help you or not. And if we can, like Jennifer said, we'll fight for you to get the expertise and the coaching so you can get your life back, your soul back, and have a great career. We'll see you next time. This is Coach Mo Fall. And again, thank you, Jennifer. mofall.com and everywhere on social media.
Thank you.